This is the best way to spend £146 million in your second season with United, but only spending actually £10 million, because 146 minus 136 equals 10. So I think I've done some pretty good business. Hey guys, and welcome back to the 8th episode of the FM23 Manchester United beta save with me, Raxo FM, and without Cristiano Ronaldo, where today we are starting season number 2 with some incredible signings and by playing our first league game against Fulham. As you can see, we've already won the cheeky Community Shield. I don't mind if I do. And we are going to bounce back. Well, not bounce back, continue the momentum by winning this game. But first, we have to go over the transfers. I am so proud of what I've done this transfer window. If you are excited to find out who I've brought in, please make sure you do smash the like button on today's video, as well as subscribing to the Rashford YouTube channel so you don't miss more Football Manager content coming left, right, and centre. Can we please smash 20 likes to celebrate being in the start of the second season? And without any further ado, this is what we have done. Still £36 million left to spend with a lot of wage budget, so it could be closer to about £50 million. And we're still not done with our business just yet. In terms of the sales, this is what we've done. Eric Bailly has left the club for just £8.5 million, but that is a deal that we did negotiate last season. So I'm kind of content with that. Could have gotten a bit more, but hey, you live and you learn. Scott McTominay has left the club for £10 million, a decent fee for a man that we just did not use barely at all last season. This is a bit of a controversial one. Otavio has left the club, probably pronounced Otavio, sorry, for £39 million. And it's just because he was so average last year, and we brought him in for £25 million. If we played him for 14 more games, we would have had to have paid an additional £18 million. So I thought, cashing in while we can, I thought it was the best move. And he just wasn't the signing we needed. And now I can bring in an even better midfielder for that amount of money. So £39 million in the bank account for us there. Ryan Thomas, the New Zealander, we never played and brought in on a free. £2.9 million there. Dalot, who is a youngster who I imagine in real life doesn't have some bad potential, but in this game it's not quite where you want it to be, so we've sold him for just £9 million. A bit of a loss there, but to be honest, United should have never spent that much money on him. In the first place, Brandon Williams has gone for £16 million. Now this is not a move that I desperately wanted to make, but when a team comes knocking for £16 million for a player that has 2-star current ability and 2.5-star potential, I thought it was a bit of a no-brainer. Alex Telles has left the club for £8 million as well. Another bit of a loss for the United fans there. But hey, it is a player we weren't going to use very much with Malacia and Luke Shaw playing so well at the moment. Elanga has gone out on loan once again. Hopefully he can meet that potential. Not sure he will. Kova and Bernard going out for 150k each. Lindelof has left the club to go to Real Madrid for £22 million, which I feel was a pretty decent fee considering how average up and down he has been for United in his career, especially considering the fact we bought him in for 33 mil. So I'm taking that and running with it. We loaned out a couple of other players. Martial left the club for £17 million, which is not a great fee, but it is the fee that we could get, and it is certainly money we can reinvest into a better player for now, and a couple other loans, and one youngster being sold to Everton. But that does total up to £136 million, giving us plenty of money to spend this summer, and that's exactly what we've done. Starting off with a couple of bargains, and these ones are some serious bargains. Demiral, I think is how you say it, Demiral, he comes in for just £18 million, and he is already 3-star current ability and has stats all over the pitch where you want it. Worth £41 million already. I think this man was just an absolute bargain, and apparently he is better than Lautaro Martinez in terms of star rating. I don't believe it in ability, but I guess if you look at the defending stats, you can see how it does favour Demiral. But it did make me really look at Martinez and think maybe I'm not playing him in the right position. So I am now retraining him as a central midfielder, because in real life, goated centre-back, I will admit, amazing centre-back, but in this game, I just don't think he quite suits it. So I think as a central midfielder, he might be a star for us, so we're going to try playing him there, and Demiral will be a great option at centre-back for us. Lafont has come in as a goalkeeper option, and to be honest, he's actually going to be our starting goalkeeper, because if we compare him with De Gea, there is a bit of favour for De Gea, I'm not going to lie. You know, De Gea has slightly better shot-stopping aerial and speed. I know that Lafont has better everything else, but they're not really the important ones. But De Gea is 32. He doesn't want to negotiate a contract. I want to sell him as soon as possible. And did I mention the fact that I bought Lafont in for just £9 million? I have no idea how I managed to swindle that deal, but he is a brilliant pickup. For just £9 million in the second season. Get this man in your club. The next player that we've bought is our biggest signing in terms of fee in the entire transfer window so far. It's Moussa Diaby. I think £47 million. Even that is just a bargain. For a man that scored 11 goals, 3 assists, 8 player of the match performances, and a 7.43 average rating, he could be a starter for us. He honestly could. He is about as good as Antony, in my opinion, but Antony did play very well last year, so I feel like it's harsh to drop him straight away. But if we do look at the stats, okay, it does massively favour Antony. So yeah, definitely not going to be starting him at this current moment in time, but a great rotation option for us, a great player off the bench. He's just going to add so much squad depth. And at 24 years of age, he still could improve as well. James Justin is the next signing, 25 years of age, and this man comes in because we sold Alex Telles, we sold Brandon Williams, and with that money, I could reinvest into a better right back / left back / centre back option in the form of James Justin for just £20 million. Could rise to 28, which I do feel is slightly overpaying for him, but I love the versatility, I love the fact that he's English, and I love his stats, to be honest. They're pretty good across the board, so I think this one might be a slightly expensive one in terms of value for money, but it's still a very good signing, and at 25 years of age, we've got plenty more in him. I'm quite excited about this next one, though, and I feel like it's a really realistic, stereotypical United signing. It's Mark Gahey coming into the squad for just £39 million. And I am stoked with that fee, considering he was initially listed for £73 million at the start of the season. He eventually went all the way down to 39, and at that point I just thought, look, I'm going to take it and run with it, because he is a world-class centre-back already. Got a bit of potential. He is going to be my nailed-on starter next to Varane this season. And I'm sorry to Lautaro, but he's just not going to get much game time ahead of this man. Really good stats. And 23 years of age, room to improve. I love what he brings to the table. And the last signing that we've made, this is our Martial replacement. It is Rasmus Højlund. I'm not saying that correct, and I apologise for it, but he comes in for just £12 million. Could eventually rise to nothing more than that. So we've actually made Atalanta make a loss on this player. He's just got great stats. He's a wonder kid. He's got potential. I think he's going to do a very good job at being a rotation option for us this year. We could loan him out if we wanted to as well, but I think he will actually play a part in our squad. Because if we look at it here, he is really our best striker option on the bench. We've even promoted Hannibal into the first 11 because his stats now are impeccable. There are some seriously decent stats in there. I think he will be able to have a couple of appearances for us. As you can see, Twan Zebe might be going out on loan, and I think we are going to be selling Wan-Bissaka. And that's not something that I desperately want to do, but he does not want to discuss contracts with us. And with the signing of Justin, I just don't need him that much anymore. So £20 million for him, I would not say no to. But this is the team that we're going with to start the season. Let's actually just jump into what's happened in terms of games since last time we saw each other. We have not lost a single game off camera, but obviously some of them pretty easy. It's the Bayern Munich's the only one that was a half decent result, but the Wolves one also pretty good. Enzo Fernandes scoring on his debut, and Rashford back to goal scoring ways, as you would expect. And I think against this Fulham side, we're just going to dominate. It's just going to happen. So we've got an incredible starting lineup this year. We've got Lafont, we've got Dalot keeping his spot at right back. We've got Varane keeping his spot, Gahey coming into the squad, Shaw keeping his spot, but I can't say I can predict that he's going to be in there for too long. Even though his star rating is only 2.5 though, his stats are just really good. So he's going to play well, and Malacia is certainly going to be knocking on the door though if he keeps improving the way I would expect him to, but his potential isn't there apparently. So we'll have to see what happens as the season progresses. Caicedo is going to be starting for us. I have not talked about Caicedo. How have I not mentioned Caicedo? He was not on the tab. I need to go back to the last season. This is one of the biggest ones I've made. Oh my gosh, there are multiple sales and signings I haven't talked about. Boys and girls, I'm sorry, I forget that they keep going onto the old tab. Casemiro has left the club. And I think this might be a dodgy one because those stats are so well rounded, it's not even funny. But at 31 years of age, I don't think I was ever going to be able to cash in on him again. And £50 million is my fee for him. So I accepted it. He's gone. And we could bring in a much younger, much better player. And I guess I'll go over that in a second. But we also managed to sell Correa, who's a player that we bought in for a decent fee of just £7 million. Nice profit for him there. Can't complain about it at all. And now for the players that we brought in to replace those two. We brought in 2 central midfielders for absolute bargains. Caicedo for £35 million. And that is because, of course, Brighton have gone down in the save. And they are activating release clause. Getting release clauses able to activate for Caicedo. And of course I activated it. What a signing he is. Look at him. He's got 5-star potential. He is already a world-class midfielder. He has got to be a starter for us this year. 21 years of age. You all know about him in real life. £35 million. What a bargain. But the player next to him, the player just as good next to him, if not miles better. He's better. He's miles better. It's Enzo Fernandes. And I just don't know how I've managed to pick him up for £32 million. I have no idea. After 20 goal contributions from central midfield, he comes in for £32 million, could rise to 48, but even that is an absolute bargain for this world-class midfielder. That's what he's described as, boys and girls. He could still improve. He's already got the stats to pay the bills. What a midfield duo we have this year. And that is the signings completed. Fernandes in there next to Caicedo. And I know you're thinking Eriksen hasn't left the club. Why aren't you starting him? But it's just because Eriksen doesn't quite suit that deep line playmaker on defend role that I love to play because he doesn't have that tackling stat. And he's getting older, and Caicedo's going to just not get his potential if I don't play him. So I think it makes the most sense to play these two boys together and make that connection for years and years to come. Antony on the right, Fernandes and Cam, Sancho, Rashford up top. I think that we've got a stacked bench with Nkunku, Diaby, Lamar, Eriksen, Martinez, who's going to be a midfielder for us. I'm completely stamping my claim on that because we do need another midfielder. The second best one we have, the next best one is Danilo, but even he's not quite looking as good as he might have been because his potential isn't quite gone as high as I wanted it to. But we've got plenty of other options here and there. We've got Justin, Malacia, Demiral and Henderson on the bench. Great squad. We're going to win this first game comfortably, boys and girls. I cannot believe how poorly I went through those signings. I am sorry, but I just completely forgot that they do that secondary tab thing because you sign them early on in the season and that's why it goes onto the different tab. But it's still annoying. But look at that team. What a squad. That's going to win the Prem again, and it's seriously going to compete in the Champions League against this Fulham side. Yeah, you'd expect us to be annihilating them. I'm very sorry, Fulham, but the only player that even slightly tickles my fancy is Mr. Polina, and even he is probably just a reserve rotation player for us. So the first highlight I'm expecting to be going our way. Even though they're on the ball, we're going to pick it up just like we do there. Caicedo with the interception. Fernandes into Antony, back into the other Fernandes, and he scores on his Manchester United debut. That is going to be confusing. I need to call him Enzo. I've just got to call him Enzo. Enzo scores on his Manchester United debut, and that is exactly what you want to see. Because that's not just his goal on his Premier League debut, but he also scored to make it 2-0 in the Community Shield. So it technically isn't his debut, but you know what I'm saying. He's done very well to score there, and he's made it 1-0 on the first day of the season. Antony picking up just where he left off last season by getting another assist. He got about 20 to 25 goal contributions last year, so he was a really good player for us, as well as Sancho doing about the same. So the wingers in this formation, in this tactic, really do provide for you, scoring goals, getting assists. But Rashford up top, of course, is our main man. Is he going to be able to get 43 goals again this year? I mean, I doubt it, but I would absolutely love it. And I'm surprised that that is the only highlight that we're seeing this half. I'm happy with the performance, but I do feel like we should have created more opportunities. So I am going to go to a positive mentality and hope that it creates potentially 1 or 2 more real goal scoring chances so that we can get a couple balls in the back of the net here to stat pad early on in the season. Can we get a goal here? It's Gay. I think I'm saying it right. Gayhe, but please let me know if I'm saying it wrong because that does sound like it could be wrong. It could be Guehi, But I've definitely heard people saying Gakey, but that could also be them being incorrect. There's Rashford scoring his first goal of the season in the Prem. But is it going to be ruled out? He looks slightly on to me, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was offside. He is on. He is on. And we keep it going. We keep the trend going. Rashford only scores when he knows he's going to be on. He never scores when he's offside. He knows the lines. He's not wasting his time. He's not wasting his energy. He's only finishing his dinner when he's right in front of the player. He's not getting in an offside position, and he puts it in the back of the net to make it 2-0. Let's not concede now, though. That is unfortunate on Lafont's debut. That is unfortunate because it's not a very good attempt at a save. And I think we're going to make a substitution. It's going to be Enzo to come off. And we will get Eriksen on. We'll also get... I feel bad bringing him off, but he's got a yellow card and it is frightening me. We're also going to get Nkunku on. So 3 substitutes taking place just like that there. But still 2 to make in the rest of this game. So we're really mixing it up. Try and keep players fresh to try and get another goal. That goal completely against the run of play. But against Mitrovic... on a corner, you can expect anything to happen, to be honest. But it is Nkunku on the ball. Playing it into Caicedo, trying to score. And it's almost... Is that Demiral trying to score his first goal for Manchester United? I'm not sure, but hasn't quite gone his way in the end. But we are also going to make 2... No, we'll make 1 more substitute and hold the last one for emergency reasons. Let's get Sancho off and bring Diaby on. He is going to have to play a winger on the left-hand side because he is a left-footed player, so it just makes sense to play him as a winger instead of having him as an inside forward, even though I think he would still do a very good job on that side, but I just think this makes a lot more sense. Let's not concede now. I'm feeling very cocky about this season, and we've conceded. Oh no. Oh no. This is not the start I needed. Alright. So, tactical changes are taking place now. Let's definitely get the game paused. It is paused. Okay, let's get Rashford up and Nkunku next one. That's so against the run of play, but I guess when you're going as attacking as we were, you can kind of see how it would happen. Let's get you on Mazzala. Caicedo is box to box. And I do have 1 more substitute, but it's Lamar is the most attacking option. Ugh, I think I'm just going to leave it for now and go on to an attacking mentality and hope that it means that we score. Let's not lose this, please. That would be really frustrating if we lose it. It feels like a loss even though it's a draw, but you know what I'm saying here, boys and girls. Come on, 3 minutes to go. Nothing is happening. Okay, we're going very attacking, and I guess Lamar is going to come on because he's just the only attacking option we have. So let's get Anthony off because he is tired. Diaby on that side. Lamar on that side, also as an inside forward. Eriksen into the cam role, and we'll get Caicedo just doing what he can do in that position. Let's even get him as a shadow striker just to get some more players into the mixer. Come on, highlight coming our way, please. Last couple of minutes, nothing's happened. We've drawn our first game at home against Fulham. That is not the season opener that I wanted, isn't it? And that is certainly not the evidence I wanted to suggest that my signings were absolutely incredible. Because although they have played well, we have been shafted there by Footy Manager. And you expect to have a couple of those per season, but not on the first game of the season, and not against Mitrovic. And to be honest, it does make me wonder whether or not I want to be starting Lafont. And I know that is harsh, but he has conceded 2 with about how many shots? How many shots on target? Don't tell me there was 2 shots on target. There was 2 shots on target. He's conceded 2 goals from 2 shots on target. He's not made a single save in the entire game. In fact, so if we go into the form thing, if we take a look at this game against Fulham, he's made zero saves. He's made 0 saves. And the XG against him was 0.39. Really, really happy I gave him that number 1 jersey. Alright, we're gonna bounce back off camera. You guys are gonna be quite upset about that, but I think we will come back for that. We've got to come back for that actually. Manchester City and Tottenham and the rest of the transfers wrapped up. I do have to say, with £36 million after those shenanigans, I am slightly interested in this Porto keeper once again. I was definitely interested in him before, but now, see, you guys are going to say I've panicked and I'm being stupid and I'm being rash, but Yeah, no, that's exactly what I'm doing. Okay, 25, 18. No, okay, well, I guess that's something we'll have to give a crack off camera. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching this one. Make sure to like this video if you have enjoyed it. Subscribe to the Rex FM YouTube channel so you don't miss more Manchester United content coming your way. I'll see you all later.